Okay, dear children, today now you all know up to now within the zonal sessions in literature, we have completed the second term syllabus up to now. So, dear children, it's high time to do some kind of revision. And as there are many more grade 11 students here, we have thought of starting to discuss the past paper questions. So I thought of starting it with the 2020 paper because I know in the most schools recently they are going to have their own term test, right? So then I think it will be benefited for you to have such kind of revision part on your own, right? So then yes, dear children, you can use your school's name, no problem. Anywhere, whatever the school, you can just rename, no problem. Don't worry if you are outside of the zone here in Chilau, no problem. Right. Okay, dear children, now I just want to talk to you about how to answer the extraction questions properly. And even during the last lessons also, I have thoroughly warned you regarding some kind of points when you are writing the answers. But I know that still you are in the lack of that ability. So that's why uh, I thought of having discussed this kind of past papers here. I know the grade 10 children, there are some questions which do you have not touched it. It's not a problem. Uh, and you have to have the idea how to answer that kind of questions, right? With the time we have, I have to handle only the extraction questions today. So let's have a look on the paper. Sometimes you may have done it earlier, or else, or even you don't. Never mind. Let's try our best. Right? Okay. Okay. You know who am I? I'm Mrs. Vasuki from Josephus College, Vennapur. Right? We are going to discuss the extraction questions 2020 O level. Right. uh, Part 1, Section A. So, you know, dear children, uh, I think you are well aware of this format of the paper. So, you have two parts of the question paper, namely Part 1 and Part 2. In the Part 1, you have two sections, namely Section A and Section B. So, all the extraction questions one in section A, right? Section A වල පුතේ extraction questions කීයක් තියෙනවද කියලා ඔයගොල්ලෝ දන්නවද? Do you know it? There are 6 extraction questions based on poetry, drama, and prose. So you are never given a question from your novel. Reason behind because the selection of the students are different, right? So then you will be getting questions only from poetry, only from dramas, and from the prose. So now you know. Now from this year onwards, your paper is going to be changed. So your extractions are divided into three sections, namely poetry, drama, and prose. පුතේ මේ 2020 වලට වෙනකම් paper එකේ එහෙම change එකක් තිබුණේ නැහැ. නමුත් ඔයගලන්ට ඒක easy. Poetry කියලා වෙනම නම ලියලම වෙන් කරනවා තියෙනවා, drama වෙනම තියෙනවා, prose. So you will be given two poetry questions, two questions from drama, and two questions from prose. So when it comes to the drama, section drama, it's not a problem because we have only two dramas in the syllabus. So you will get two questions from the two dramas. But in the prose, we have four prose passages, dear children. So you will get only two out of those four. So we have a challenge. You have a challenge, right? The more challenges there lies in the poetry section, because from the in the syllabus you have five themes. Under one theme you have four poems. So 4 into 5 in your syllabus you have 20 poems. So out of 20 poems you may get only 2 for the extraction questions. The thing is, you have to study all these things, right? Although you have a selection at the second part 2, right, with the themes, here you don't have any kind of selection, dear children. You have to study all of the 20 poems, right? That is the very big challenge. Okay, now let's see, look into the general instructions. The questions are based on poetry, drama, and prose. They test the following skills at the minimum. Candidates must be able to A, B, C, D පුතේ මෙතන parts හතරක් තියෙනවා. ඔගොල්ලෝ දන්නවා under each extractions you will be given 4 questions from this year onwards, right? Up to now we got only 3 questions, namely A, B and C, but here from 2021 you may get 4 questions under each extraction, right? So then, the first one, that is the usual question you get. That is, from where are these lines taken? Who wrote them? That is the point where we have seen most of the students have gone wrong. Although they knew what is the exact title of this extraction and what is the spelling for this kind of this poet or the poetess or the writer, with the mindset of at the exam, we have seen that students have gone wrong with the spellings, and they are they are jumbling the capitals and simples and all. But here candidates must be able to, and even remember, children, now as far as I remember, last year, not 2000, in 2019, so 95% of the candidates in Sri Lanka have misunderstood one question. So 5 marks have been lost, right? So you have to identify the extraction where it is taken from which work, from which poem, from which prose, from which drama. These 2 3 lines have been taken, right? So identify accurately the text and the author. මේ text එක මේ author identify කරන්නම ඕනේ, right? B. Understand the relationship within the given extract. Familiarity with situations, events, characters, and their interrelationships and references. පුතේ extraction එකත් එක්ක දීලා තියෙන relationships. Now, for example, who speaks these words and to whom? What is their relationship? That kind of questions are asked in the B. C. Infer meaning from the given text. So what does that mean? Or else what does the word he refer to? May he කියන pronoun එක refer කරන්නේ කවුද? That kind of questions will be given in the part C mostly. D. Respond to and demonstrate sensitivity to the extract. So I have told you in the earlier lessons too, dear children, you have to just describe within 1 or 2 lines at least for the part D question. D කොටසට පුතේ තනි වචනෙන් උත්තර ලියන්න පුළුවන් තැන් තියෙනවා. If you are now here we have such kind of a question in the 2020 paper also. But remember, unless they are not they unless they expect a question like this, mention the poetic device, so then you can't go on describing. If you are given such kind of a question for the D part in the extraction, then if not, you have to describe at least 1 sentence or 2. Right, okay. With all these things in your mind, dear children, let's move on to the paper, question paper, right? 2020. Read the given extracts and answer the questions given below them. So, dear children, it's no need to write down the questions here. You can just go through the extraction and just you can have a brief uh, answers. I mean, you can just write down the answers in your papers, right? Okay. So, I will give you just 5 minutes and then we can discuss, right? අපි පුතේ answer එක ලියමු, try කරමු. Now this is a very common question you get, you may have seen it several times in several papers. No problem, you can try hard. අපි පුතේ කොච්චර දැනගෙන හිටියත් ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. අපි මේකට answer එක ලියන්න ඕනේ. ඒ ලියලා තමයි අපි බලන්නේ අපිට පුළුවන්ද. අර වෙනත් විෂයක් වගේ පුතේ කටපාඩම් කරා මේකට උත්තරේ මේක මේකට මේක කියලා එහෙමනම් යන්න එපා. My advice is before you go to the exam, definitely the previous day you have to answer a question paper. Right? You have to get that practice. මං කියන්නේ හැමදාම පෑන කටේ ගහගෙන දරුවනේ මතක් කරන්න වෙලාවක් එන්නේ නැහැ අපේ පේපර් එක තුලදී. Right? So it's your time. I will give you 5 minutes around. So please try this and write the answers only. Don't write the questions. You can find out the paper. Then please do it now quickly. Okay. Okay, I have got a very good question within the chat. Uh, okay, my dear Son, I'll explain it. The question is, teacher, how do we manage our time properly? Okay, definitely I'm doing that explanation. Right, okay. Yes. Shall we discuss, dear children, then? Hope most of you have finished. Right. This is the first extraction question given in the 2020 O-level paper. The wrinkled sea beneath him crawls. He watches from his mountain walls. The wrinkled sea beneath him crawls. He watches from his mountain walls. From where are these lines taken? Who wrote them? So that is the usual question. So what would be the answer? Yes, this one. The Eagle by Alfred Lord Tennyson. දරුවනේ අපි හුඟක් වෙලාවට මාකින් වලදී දකිනවා අපේ දරුවෝ මෙන්න මෙහෙමත් ලියනවා. These lines are taken from the poem The Eagle. It is written by the poet Alfred Lord Tennyson. So please don't do it again. If you are also got used to that, just mention the exact title with the exact spellings and with the exact capitalization and all. Capitalization, punctuation if it is and all. And then you can put a dash there, or else you can use by, right? The Eagle by Alfred Lord Tennyson, no problem. If not, you just put a dash and just write the writer's name properly. එන මෙතන පුතේ now you know you are given six extraction questions in the first part, section E, under section E, right? ඔය section A එකේ පුතේ ප්‍රශ්න 6ක් තියෙනවා නම් ඔය extractions 6ෙම මොකද්ද? Yes, means if we use that way, is it wrong? No, is it not? It's not wrong, my dear, but it takes time. No need. එහෙම දැන් සමහර දරුවෝ මගෙන් අහනවා teacher එහෙම නෙමෙයිද ලියන්න ඕනේ. ඒක නෙමෙයිද හරි ක්‍රමය. No පුතේ. You can use this way because you need time. You have to think. You have time to think, dear children. හිතන්න ඕන පුතේ. Wrinkled sea beneath him crawls දැක්ක ගමන් දන්නවා because it is taken from the poem Eagle. No problem, no worries. But you have to use your critical thinking power. You have to find out, okay, it's eagle. But be careful. Be 1000% careful in writing, in answering this question A. Puthe, you are in a hurry. Your mentality is totally different from now when you are at the exam, when you sit at the exam. Right? අර ලබ් ඩබ් සද්දෙත් වැඩිනේ. පෑනත් ඇඟිලිත් ගැහෙනවා, පෑනත් වෙවුලනවා. හරියට ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ hand writing එන්නෙත් නැති තරම්. At the very beginning ඕගොල්ලන් පුතේ mind එක paper එකට set වෙන්න it takes time. ඒ නිසා පොඩ්ඩක් හිතන්න time එක manage කරන විදිය ඇහුවා දරුවෙක්. පුතේ from this year onwards the paper will be separated as part 1 and part 2. පුතේ මෙතෙක් වෙනකල් මේ 2020 වෙනකල් පැය තුනම එකට දුන්නේ paper එකට. But from 2020 onwards, the first part, I mean this part 1, that is section A and section B will be in the first paper and you will be given 1 hour for that. And like that they are doing in the English language paper. So the first paper is given first within 1 hour. So students are answering and they are collecting the paper within next 15 minutes and they distribute the other one, the second part, and within 2 hours you have to submit the second part. So in my case, so far up to the 2020 paper, the teacher's advice was you can save time from the part 1. පුතේ පළවෙනි paper එක විනාඩි 45න් ඉවර කරන්න ඉතුරු පැය කාල ගන්න second paper එකට කියන advice එක තමයි දරුවනේ අපි මෙතෙක් කල් දුන්නේ. හැබැයි මේ 2021 වල ඉඳලා ඒ advice එක දෙන්න බෑ. You have enough time for the extraction question and the section B මං කියන්නේ ලොකු කාලයක් කියලා. නමුත් පුතේ අර විනාඩි 45කට සීමා කරගෙන දඩබිඩි ගාලා ලියන්න කියප එක පොඩ්ඩක් රිලැක්ස් වෙන්න පුළුවන් ෆස්ට් පේපර් එකේ. But you have time to think, right? Analyze කරන්න, identify කරන්න, you need time. Remember that. Right? ඒ නිසා පුතේ අර these lines are taken from කිය ලියා ගන්න එපා. අපිට වෙලාවක් නෑ. අපි first එකට ලියයි, second එකට ලියයි, third එකේ if you feel like that you need to think more, if you are doubtful when identifying the extraction, you need much more time. පුතේ time එක කොතනද අපිට lost වෙයිද කියලා හිතන්න බෑ. ඒ නිසා පුතේ ලියන්න එපා. These lines are taken from this one. Don't write that one. You just write the title and the poet's or the writer's name in exact way. පුතේ මේ ලකුණ ගන්න හරි අමාරුයි. මොකද අපි එකින් එක අකුරෙන් අකුර check කරනවා. Capitalization check කරනවාමයි. If any kind of punctuation mark is there, definitely you have to use it. ඒවා පුතේ අපි නිකන් just ignore කරන දේවල්නේ. ඔය commas තියෙන ඒවා, apostrophe and even the hyphens and all. Even when you are writing the second part also, you just ignore them. Please don't do that. එහෙනම් මතක තියාගන්න ආයේ කවදාවත් අමතක නොවන විදිහට දරුවනේ extraction වල ඒ question එකේදී capitalization, punctuation, spelling මේ ඔක්කොම බලනවා. ඔය එතනම ලකුණු 6ක්නේ පුතේ extractions 6ටම first part එක ලියාගත්තොත්. හරියටම identify කරලා. නේද? We are gaining marks, dear children. You are earning marks, nothing else, right? Okay. Of course, yes, here. Is it okay to write as yes, you win? Of course. Alfred Lord Tennyson Venuata, A.L. Tennyson is also accepted. No problem. No worries. Right? Okay. Let's move to the next one. Who is he in these lines? අපි සිලබස් එකෙත් කතා කරන ෆස්ට්ම පොයම් එක නිසා නේද? වැඩිපුරම ලයින්ස් අඩුවෙන්ම ලයින්ස් ගානක් තියෙන නිසා අපිට ඔය පොයම් එක කටපාඩම්. So no problem. Who is he in these lines? That is the eagle. The eagle, the article should be there because there's only one eagle is there, so you have to use these kind of grammatical points also. Here this time also the is considered as a must in the B part, right? The කියන එක නැතිනම් ලකුණු දෙන්න එපා කියන දැන දුන්නා. ඒම දෙන්න තේරුණාද කියන දේ. ඒ නිසා පුතේ the eagle නේ. මෙතන අපි පුතේ capital simple second part එකේ බලන්න හැ. මෙතන eagle කියන එක simple නේ තිබුණා, the කියන එක t simple තිබුණා කියලා ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. But that article should be given. It was a must. It was considered as a must at the examination. A marking, right? Okay. See, why does he watch? ඇයි යාර crack එක උඩ ඉඳන් බලන්නේ? To catch its prey, that is the most preferable answer. ගොදුරක් ටැහැ ගන්නනේ දරුවනේ හිටියේ. ඒකනේ එකපාරට like a thunderbolt he falls කියලා අපි දැක්කේ. Or else due to his alertness or watchfulness, that is also accepted as a correct answer, right? අර එයාගේ habit එකක් විදියට he was perching on the higher places, so he's very keener about the surrounding, so that because that is why he watches from his mountain walls. That is why he watched, because of the alertness and watchfulness, right? Okay. Yeah, of course, yes. Aloka, yes, of course, that is to catch a prey, right? Good. What is the poetic device used in the first line? You have to be very, very careful, right? First line එකෙන් විතරයි දරුවනේ අහන්නේ. The wrinkled sea beneath him crawls. So, what are they, I mean? Of course, personification is there because him crawls. And wrinkled sea is used as a metaphor, right? Wrinkled sea කියන එක for a prey කවිඳු, yes, that is true. Of course, yes. To catch its prey එකනේ අපි කිව්වේ ගොදුරක් අල්ල ගන්න sea part එක ගැනයි මම refer කරන්නේ. Due to his alertness or watchfulness, both are correct. Okay. Personification. Now here is the special instance, dear children, I mentioned here in the D part. Now here, what is the poetic device used in the first line? පුතේ device එක මොකක්ද කියලානේ අහන්නේ. So you can't go on describing this D part here in such kind of a question, right? No, my dear, hyperbole we can't use here, right? The wrinkled sea beneath him crawls කියලා පුතේ wrinkled sea රැලි ගැහිච්ච මුහුද රැලි ගැහිලා කියලා මෙතන the adjective එක පාවිච්චි වෙනවා පුතේ and even the crawls the verb crawls here means slow motion එකනේ denote කරන්නේ. We know that the sea does not have such kind of a slow motion action or it is not wrinkled because it is old. But here the writer Alfred Lord Tennyson wanted to suggest that in front of the powerful figure of this eagle මේ වගේ eagle වගේ powerful figure එකක් ඉදිරියේ පුතේ the sea is nothing කියන එකයි. sea කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? right he's watching to spot a prey as of yes you are correct and ඒක පුතේ ආශයෙන් hyperbole වෙන්න අමාරුයි. It's wrinkles මේක highlight කරන්නේ ඒක hyperbolic වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒතකොට අපිට එතන තර්ක කරන්න පුළුවන් the sea is taken as a litotis කියලා. මුහුද කියන එක පුතේ hide exaggerate කරලා නෙමෙයි යාගේ power එක hide කරලා තියෙන්නේ reduce කරලා තියෙන්නේ. So the writer has reduced the power of the sea in order to highlight the power of figure. So we can't use it as exaggeration there. Right? Okay, I think it's clear to you. Shall we go for the next one? Yes, definitely. Number 2, dear grade 10s. I hope you will not be sometimes able to do that because this poem comes in the 3rd term syllabus. Right? But you can try out. Okay? Okay, I'll give just 2-3 minutes for you. Screenshot.
Amma. Hey. Hey. And I give it.
Please mute your mics, dear children.
Brother is Leon.
Okay, shall we discuss then?
Good morning, teacher.
Okay, number 2. He put the ashes in the ashtray without speaking to me, without looking at me. Right?
I can teach you that.
Can you please just switch off your mic? Please mute your mics. Somebody is speaking. Right. He put the ashes in the ashtray without speaking to me, without looking at me. From where are these lines taken? Who wrote them? Who is that?
මට තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ ටීචර්. පහළ දාන්නනේ ඔවා.
Yeah, it's a problem for me. Who is that? Right. From where are these lines taken? Who wrote them? Darwane, grade 10s, you can just have a look on this. Grade 11s, you know very well about this poem. What is it? Definitely, it's from, yes, Breakfast by Jacques Prévert. Breakfast, you don't have any kind of articles in the title and no any kind of punctuation marks, just a single word breakfast is there, right? Breakfast by Jacques Prévert. Right, okay. Please be accurate with your spellings. B. Who is he in these lines? That is the husband. So now I have put here slashes. පුතේ මේ answers තුනම accept කරනවා අපි. So you may have different kind of answers there. That's why I have written all these. So definitely the husband. So it should be in that way, or the speaker's husband, the narrator's husband, the male partner, whatever it is. Right?
අපෝ
C.
ටීචර් මොනවද
Who
කියන්නේ?
is he? කවුද මේ මම කියන්නේ කියලා අහනවා පුතේ. Right? Who is me? Definitely the wife or the
තේරෙන්නේ
speaker
නැහැ
or
මට
the
කියන්නේ.
narrator.
හයි කියන්නේ.
ගැටලුවක් නැහැ දරුවනේ මේ situation එක සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ between the there are two characters in the poem. We know that in the poem Breakfast it is considered yes, of course. D. What do you think about their relationship as shown through his action? Relationship එක මොකක් right?
ටීචර්. පේන්නේ ටීචර්.
What do you think about their relationship as shown through his action? මේ relationship එක මොකක්ද කියලා අහනවා පුතේ. So now we see that some kind of conflict is arised here. මොනවා හරි ආකාරයක conflict එකක් තියෙනවා පුතේ මෙතන. Right? ඒ conflict එක තමයි මෙතනින් ඒ conflict එක නිසා මේ දෙන්නගේ relationship එකට මොකක්ද වෙන්නේ කියලායි මේ අහන්නේ. Right? They have quite a distant relationship with each other. හරි? Distant relationship එකක් තියෙනවා. Or else a broken relationship because sorry. So it's really sometimes with these blunders it's confusing. No. Right, okay. So you are here asked about the relationship, dear children, nothing else. ඔකලංගෙන් අහන්න පුතේ relationship එක කොයි විදිහද කියන එක මිසක් වෙන දෙයක් නෙවෙයි මෙතන. Right? එනිසා මේතන තියෙන relationship එක as shown through his action. So now you see here, he put the ashes in the ashtray without speaking to me, without looking at me. Right? මම දිහා බලන්නේවත් නැතුව එයා අර small cigarettes එකේ ashes දැම්මා ashtray එකට මට කතා නොකර මන් දිහා බලන්නේ නැතුව. So what kind of relationship? Of course, yes. There's no any kind of interpersonal relationship here. Yeah, that is accepted. But it should be,
හරි මම ලියුවා.
dear children, it should be distant relationship with each other. A broken relationship, a restrained relationship. So that kind of answer should be there. Okay. Yeah, breaking down of the relationship, no interpersonal relationship, no. Yeah, okay, both all of these answers are accepted. Right. Shall we move on to the next one? Right. Okay. Gone writing. Still, it must be admitted that she has some beautiful notes in her voice. What a pity it is that they do not mean anything or do any practical good. Right. Okay. I'll give you five. Yes, dear, it's okay. You can just have this uh, answers written down, okay? Okay, dear children, shall we discuss? Okay. Still, it must be admitted that she has some beautiful notes in her voice. Hmm. What a pity it is that they do not mean anything or do any practical good. Right?
Bye, teacher.
From which work are these lines taken? Who wrote them? මොකක්ද ආන්සර් එක? The Nightingale and the Rose by Oscar Wilde. පුතේ හොඳට බලන්න. මම Nightingale උගන්වද්දිත් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට කිව්වා මේ දේ. We have 1 2 3 4 5 words for the title. එතනදී and the කියන වචන දෙක විතරයි පුතේ simple වලින් පටන් ගන්නෙ. The Nightingale, Rose, all three words are starting with a capital letter. Right? මෙන්න මේ points එච්චරම critical නෑ පුතේ. The Nightingale දැන් n අකුර ලියද්දී අනිවාර්යෙන් ඒක capital වලට වෙනම symbol එකක් තියෙන්නේ. Then the simple one, simple n එකට වඩා capital n වෙනස්නේ. R එකත් එහෙමනේ, T එකත් එහෙමනේ, ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ පුතේ. අපිට මේක critical වෙන්නේ when it comes to the letters like C and S, right? Richard Cory කියලා ලියනකොට, clown's wife කියලා ලියනකොට ඔය C අකුර තමයි අපි දෙකම එකම formation එකනේ යන්නේ, size එක විතරනේ වෙනස්. අනේ එහෙම තැන් වුණොත් හරියටම බලනවා පුතේ. So you have to have your mechanics of writing fluent, right? The Nightingale and the Rose by Oscar Wilde. No problem. මේවා කටපාඩම් කරලා 10 25 වතාවක් 30 වතාවක් මේවා ලියලා පුතේ අපි යන්නේ. ඒ නිසා අපිට මේවා අවබෝධයක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. අපි අන්ධයෝ වගේ යන්නේ නෑනේ පේපර් එකට. Right. Who is the speaker? Still it must be admitted. Now, it is when it comes to the prose and drama, may speaker, who is the speaker? To whom are these words spoken වගේ ප්‍රශ්නවලදී ටිකක් පැටලෙනවා පුතේ. හරිද? මොකද poem එක වගේ limited character exam හුඟක් වෙලාවට poem එකේ ඉන්නේ only one, the only or two. The speaker, the narrator and the somebody else. අන්න එහෙමනේ. නමුත් මේ වගේ තැන් එහෙම නෙවෙයි. So definitely who is the speaker? That is the young student or else the student, right? එහෙම නැතුව පුතේ මෙතන if somebody has written yeah, boy girl boy කියලා මෙතන ලිව්වා කියලා එකට වැරදි පුතේ. එහෙම boy girl boyfriend girlfriend boys girls, you can't write those words, those terms in your answers here. There are only 3 major characters. Who are they? The Nightingale, the young student and the professor's daughter. Spelling පාඩම් කරගන්න. professor ගේ කෑල්ල නැතුව daughter කියලා විතරක් පුතේ ඔය වගේ answer එක ලියන්න බෑ. That is completely wrong. අපි නිකන් කම්මැලිකමට අකුරු වැරදි බතක නෑ කියලා එහෙම බෑ පුතේ. You have to be very very thorough with these things. So who is the speaker? The young student or else the student, right? The article also is a must there because there is no any kind of character there. When a පිරිමි ළමෙක් නෑනේ, වෙන student කෙනෙක් නෑ, so it should be the. See, about whom is he saying these words? එන මෙතන පොඩි controversial එකක් තිබුණා අපිත් අතරත්, right? මෙතනදී නමුත් ඒක now it is cleared out. Still it must be admitted that she has some beautiful notes in her voice. කා ගැනද පුතේ මේ කියන්නේ? ඔව් ඉතින් එයාගේ voice එකේ ලස්සන note එකක්, පොඩි rhythm එකක්, beauty එකක් තියෙන බව පිළිගන්න ඕනි. What a pity it is that they do not mean anything. ඒ උනාට ඉතින් ලස්සන උනාට වැඩක් තියනවද? ඒ ඇහෙන voice එකේ meaningless නම් or do any practical good? කිසිම ප්‍රායෝගික බවක් නැතිනම්. So about whom is he saying these words? Definitely it's about the Nightingale, right? D. How do you feel about this speaker? Remember, dear children, in the question D also, again there's another question, why? So how do you feel about? කොහොමද මේ speaker ගැන ඔයාලට දැනෙන්නේ? How do you feel about this speaker? Right? කොයි විදිහටද ඔයගොල්ලන්ට දැනෙන්නේ කියලා අහනවා. So it is, this is the answer. How do you feel? It's a student. He's a student only with a bookish knowledge. He's not sensitive to the nature. So why කියන question එකට තමයි පුතේ he's not sensitive to the nature. Now the song, now the saying is done regarding the Nightingale. මේ වාක්‍ය ටික කියන්නේ පුතේ, මේ utterance එක කියන්නේ young student regarding the Nightingale, because Nightingale කියනවානේ පුතේ be happy, you don't worry, I will make you a red rose by music by moonlight කියලා. මේ advice එක දෙනවා, අඬන්න එපා, මම ඔයාට මේ දේ කරලා දෙනවා කියන දේ. හරිද? ඒතර මේ voice එකක් ඇහෙනවා, but he cannot understand, right? දැන් මේක අපේ මේ ඉන්න modern society එකත් එක්ක tally කරලා බලන්න එපා දරුවනේ, because the story is set in a garden of fantasy, right? story එක set වෙලා තියෙන්නේ මේ සත්තු කතා කරන, ගස්වැල් කතා කරන, මල් කතා කරන නේද? එහෙම සිටුේෂන් එකකනේ තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට පුතේ නයිටින්ගේල්ගේ ස්ටුඩන්ට්ගේ කතන්දරේ, ස්ටුඩන්ට්ගේ ලැන්ග්වේජ් එක නයිටින්ගේල්ට තේරෙන්න පුළුවන් නම්, නයිටින්ගේල්ගේ වොයිස් එක මොනවද කියන එක තේරෙනවා නම් ඕක් ට්‍රී එකට, බටර්ෆ්ලයිට, හරිද? එහෙම ඒ වගේ සිටුේෂන් එකක පුතේ නයිටින්ගේල් වොයිස් එක ස්ටුඩන්ට්ට තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ කියන එක it's unbelievable. Again I tell you, the story is set in a garden of fantasy. මේ වගේ සිටුේෂන් අද බෑ අපිට කුරුල්ලෝ කියන දේ තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. නිසා මේක අපේ පැත්තට දාලා හිතන්න එපා දරුවනේ. මේ කතා කරන්නේ මේ සිටුේෂන් එකත් එක්ක. right? මේ ස්ටෝරි එකේ බෑග්ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එක ගැන හිතන්න, සෙටින් එක ගැන හිතන්න. එතකොට අනිත් හැම ක්‍රීචර් කෙනෙකුටම ගාඩන් එකේ ඒ වෙලාවෙ ඉන්න මේ ලැන්ග්වේජ් එක අන්ඩර්ස්ටෑන්ඩ් කරන්න පුළුවන් නම්, even the home oak tree is acting as a very wise person because he understood the future or the fate of this little nightingale. That's why he says, please sing me a last song. මට අවසාන සින්දුව ගීතය ගයන්න කියලා oak tree එක nightingale ට කියන්නේ ඒකයි. right? එහෙම සිටුේෂන් එක පුතේ මේ ස්ටුඩන්ට්ට නයිටින්ගේල්ගේ ඇඩ්වයිස් එක නොතේරෙනවා කියන්නේ because he's not sensitive to the nature. So he's impractical. He doesn't have any kind of sense regarding the nature and natural things, and he's totally away from the nature. So that's why. So please, I understand this well, okay? මේක මේ අපේ context එකට දාලා හිතුවොත් නම් පුතේ ඉතින් අපිට තේරෙන්නෙත් නෑ තමයි කුරුල්ලන්ගේ භාෂාව. It's not the way you have to think, right? ඒක එහෙම නෙවෙයි පුතේ idea එක ගන්න ඕනේ. අපි හිතන්න ඕන story එකේ background. Right? Okay? How do you feel about this speaker? The student is only bookish knowledge or whatever in your own words. That must be the idea. So why he's not sensitive to the nature or he's impractical? Yeah, nature එකට sensitive නැහැ, yeah, practical නැහැ, මේ සබා දහමත් එක්ක ජීවත් වෙන්නේ නැහැ, is really living in another kind of world, right? That kind of idea must be given. Right, okay. Let's move on to the question number 4. Grade 10s, you don't have such kind of experience here, right? You couldn't touch this one, right? Okay, but just have a look. I just told you, dear children, please mute your mic. So you are doing just a laggard, okay? So as you are well educated And the students who are doing literature, I know that, I hope and I believe that you have such kind of uh, mind and mentality and intelligence. Okay, so here we are not doing a school lesson, right? We are doing a sonal lesson which will be benefited by many. So please do your mics mute. So this is my last advice, please do it. Okay, try your best. So you don't worry about your other problems, right? You mind your work. So there will be such a blunders, right? Okay. Okay, are you ready? Shall we go through this question? Okay. A sudden look of terror, eyes wide open, mouth agape. He saw something behind me that I couldn't see. That is a critical moment of the story, right? From which text are these lines taken? Who wrote them? This must be the answer. Wave by Sonali Dharaniyagala. So if you feel like writing that it is an extract taken from the life after tsunami, no need. So එහෙම ලියනවා නම් පුතේ අනිවාර්යෙන් අර ලාහෝර ඇටැක් එකේත් කොලින් කවුඩරි ලෙක්චර් ගැන ලියනවා වගේ මෙතනත් තියෙනවනේ taken from the life after tsunami. No, please එහෙම ලියනවා නම් එතනදිත් පුතේ ඔයගලන්ට you have to be very alert, very much keen on your spelling for each and every single word you are writing here in the A part. So why we are just trying to lose our mark? ඇයි අපි මේ මාක් එක නැති කරගන්න හදන්නේ? නේද? ඒ නිසා පුතේ just wave by Sonali Dharaniyagala. So that's what you need to write. Okay? Whose behavior is described here? A sudden look of terror, eyes wide open. නේද? එකපාරටම බය හිතිච්ච බැල්මක්. ඇස් දෙක ලොකු වෙලා, කට ඇරිලා. නේද? He saw something behind me that I couldn't see. Now that is the moment they were traveling inside the jeep. So the Sonali and the husband were sitting opposite to each other in that safari jeep. So Steve was facing her, but he could see something behind Sonali. So which she could not. එයා දැක්කේ පුතේ එයාගේ හස්බන්ඩ්ගේ මූණේ වෙලාවේ තිබිච්ච terrifying feeling එක විතරයි. ඇස් දෙක ඇරිලා. So that is the last moment she had seen her husband even, right? So whose behavior is described here? That is definitely Steve's behavior. Or else you can write the narrator's husband's behavior. Or else Sonali's husband's behavior. No problem. You can have that any kind of answer. So the best one is Steve's behavior. එහෙම නෙවෙයි කියලා පුතේ. Sonali's husband's behavior, it all are accepted, right? No worries. See, who is the person who describes? දැන් මේ situation එක යාගේ ඇස් මෙහෙම තිබුණා, කට මෙහෙම ඇරලා තිබුණා, මූණේ දැක්කේ මම මේ විදිහේ පුදුමාකාර භයංකර terrifying emotion එකක්. So who is describing? That is Sonali. Sonali Dharaniyagala, Steve's wife, the narrator, the speaker, whatever the answer may be. මම මේ ඔක්කොම දුන්නේ එකයි. I know that there you may have come up with different types of answers. Right? D. What does the man's behavior indicate? මේ විදිහේ behavior එකකින් මේ මිනිස්යාගේ මේ emotions වලින් මොනවද දරුවනේ indicate කරන්නේ? What does the man's behavior indicate? මේ කට ඇරිලා, ඇස් ඇරිලා, ජීවිතේ කවදාවත් මෙහෙම බයවීමක් දැකලා නැති. What does it indicate? Right? This one, something alarming, something shocking, something exciting, something dangerous, and something tensed situation is oncoming. මේ වචනයක් දෙකක් ලියලා තිබුණා නම් ඇති. Something dangerous is going to be faced. තම මොනවා හරි භයානක දෙයක් මේ face කරන්න යන්නේ කියන කාරණේ තමයි පුතේ අපි මෙතන මේ emotions වලින් මේ behavior එකෙන් අපි දකින්නේ එක. සොනාලි දැක්කේ ඒක. කවදාවත් දැකපු නැති විදිහට භයානක emotion එකක් බය වෙලා තිබුණේ ස්ටීව්. ඒකෙන් මොකක්ද කියුනේ? බොහොම භයානක අති බිහිසුණු සිදුවීමකට මුහුණ දෙන්න යන්නේ කියන එකයි. So that is what. If you want, you can write it down. Something alarming is coming down, oncoming. Something dangerous thing is going to be faced, right? That kind of idea should be given. Yeah, okay, destructive is very correct, Ashwin. Very good. Something destructive, something serious, something critical, something unexpected thing is going to happen, right? So that kind of ideas should be described within at least one sentence, dear children. You just remember that, right? What I am repeatedly telling, okay? Okay, number 5. I wished I might have lived with you forever. Setting up our world in the middle of this field, playing with the children. Grade 10s. You can just have a look. Yeah, of course. Mayumi, something catastrophic. Why not? Yes, accepted. Yes, dear children, Twilight of a Crane, actually, sorry. Mm, කිනෝෂිටා කියලා පුතේ නම ලිව්වොත් මෙතන accept කරනවා අපි අර ඇල්ෆ්‍රඩ් ලෝ ටෙනිසන්ගේ A.L. Tennyson O Tennyson is accepted වගේ මෙතනත් පුතේ you Zua Junji Kinoshita නොලිව්වට කිනෝෂිටා විතරක් ලියාගත්තත් මෙතන අපි හරියක් ලකුණක් දෙනවා right Twilight of a Crane කියන තැන the එකක් නෑ කියලායි මම ඉස්සලා කිව්වේ right who is the speaker that is somewhat critical when it comes to the drama especially right utterances ගොඩාක් එක්ක අපි හරියටම පුතේ if you are really aware with each and every nook and corners කියලා කියන්නේ පුතේ හැම අහුමුල්ලක් ගැනම අපි aware නම් මේ drama එක මේක එච්චර ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෙවෙයි. නමුත් අර එකම විදිහ utterances තියෙනකොට ටිකක් පැටලෙනවා. ඒ නිසා ටීචර්ත් එක්ක කියවන පිම්ම විතරක් නෙවෙයි දරුනේ. You have to read all these texts and poems and novel and whatever at least 2 or 3 times on your own. So now who is the speaker here? I wished I might have lived. Right? Definitely it is Sue. To whom are the words spoken? කාටද මේ words කතා කරන්නේ? තොර සූ නම් මේක කියන්නේ කාටද පුතේ මේක කියන්නේ කියලා අහනවා. Right? Definitely it is to Yoyo. ඒක යෝයෝට කියන්නේ කියලා කියන්න පුළුවන්. To her husband ඔය දෙකම accepted. හැබැයි ඒක වැඩි හරියක්ම පුතේ අපි දකිනවා drama එක ඇතුලේ it is spoken to herself. නමුත් ඒක යෝයෝ කියන එයාගේ husband අරඹයා තමයි. යාව අරමුණු කරගෙන තමයි පුතේ කියන්නේ. එයාට කියන විදිහට තමයි ඇත්තටම මෙතන utterances ටික යන්නේ. You see, I wished I might have lived with you forever. එයා එතන ඉන්නව විදිහට එයාට ඇඩ්‍රස් කරන විදිහට තමයි පුතේ කියන්නේ. ඒ නිසා අපි මෙතන මේ to Yoyo or to her husband කියන දෙකටම අපි ලකුණු දුන්නා. Right? But we feel that it is a monologue. It's in a monologue form. So Sue, actually it is spoken to herself. But it's no problem. For Yoyo or to her husband is also given marks. Right. Next one. How would you describe the speaker's attitude to life? Speaker කවුද පුතේ? Sue. හැමතිස්සෙම අවධානයෙන් ඉන්න. අවබෝධයෙන් ඉන්න මොනවා ගැනද ලියන්නේ? How would you describe the speaker's attitude to life? මේ කතා කරන්නේ Sue නම්. Sueගේ attitude එක මොකක්ද ජීවිතය ගැන? So what does she expect from life? එයා මොනවද Sue හැමතිස්සෙම යෝයෝට මොනවද පුන පුනා කිව්වේ? Whenever you go to Kyoto, also come back with your money and let's lead a simple life thereafter. එහෙමනේ කිව්වේ. That is her sole expectation. That is her attitude towards life. So she needs a simple. Actually, she needs a simple life. Contented life. Contented means, what do you mean by the word content? That is satisfaction, right? Satisfacted life එකක් බොහොම සරල දිවි පෙවෙතක් with full of love and happiness. අර යෝයොත් එක්ක බොහොම සතුටින් සමාදානෙන් without any kind of outer interference. So she needs to have a very very simple and happy and contented life, right? Let's move on to the last question. Number 6. I have an income of 10,000 a year. I can put a bullet through a coin tossed into the air as it comes down. Okay. Within 2-3 minutes, you can go through the question. You can just have the answers. Okay. Yeah. Yes, okay, you are correct. Okay, dears, shall we discuss? I have an income of 10,000 a year. අවුරුද්දකට මෙච්චර මේ context එක ඇතුලේ දරුවනේ මෙච්චර income එකක්. I can put a bullet through a coin tossed into the air as it comes down. Coin එකක් උඩට දාලා ඒක බිම වැටෙන වෙලා වෙනකොට ඒකට මට වෙඩි තියන්න පුළුවන්. Right? That kind of idea is given. From where? Which work are these lines taken? Who wrote them? The Bear by Anton Chekhov. Right? Now, no need of repeating the same things again. You have to be alert on everything. Right? Who is the speaker? මේක නම් ටක් ගාලා අඳුරන්න පුළුවන් නේ පුතේ. Definitely it must be Smirnov. Okay? Smirnov is the speaker. What is he trying to do by speaking these words? Ah, that's a very good question. මේ වගේ දැන් පොඩි මේ I mean show off එකක් නෙමේ යන්නේ දරුවනේ. I have an income, I have this thing, that thing. So he's showing his talents, I think. Why? What is the purpose of having such kind of such kind of utterance here? I can put a bullet through. That is his talent and cleverness is outspoken. So why? What is his target? What does he want? මොනවද එයාට ඕනේ පුතේ මෙතන කතා කරන්න? Right? To scare in the sense, dear, ඇත්තටම එයාට ඕනේ to impress Popova. මොකද Popova තමන්ගේ පැත්තට ගන්නයි ඕනේ. To win Popova. To show off, to display his talents. All are accepted here. ඇත්තටම එයා මේ කතාව කරන්නේ to impress Popova. Popova මට මේ දේ පුළුවන්. මේ ලේඩි ඉස්සරහත් ලොකු රඟපෑමක් මේ කියන්නේ තමන්ගේ talent show එකක් මේ කරන්නේ. By words. හරිද? So that is, it's not to scare, right? Scare Popova. මෙතන පුතේ මේ utterance එක කියන්නේ scare කරන්න නෙවෙයි. එතන දැන් එයා දණින් වැටිගෙන දැන් yeah, of course, yes පුතේ, you are correct Ashin. To make positive attitude in Popova's hearts towards him, very correct. ඒ මෙතන scare කරන්න නෙමෙයි පුතේ. එයාට ඉස්සල්ලා එහෙම අදහසක් තිබුණා. ඒකනේ dual එකකට ලෑස්ති වෙන්නේ, but now here with this utterance. So please remind this point also, dear children. Whenever you are given an extraction, please do consider that 2-3 extraction only, 2-3 lines only, please. So don't go beyond that. You have to answer within the limit of the extraction given. මෙතන මේ utterances දෙක තුන ඇතුලේ පුතේ මෙතන පොපෝව බය කිරීමක් නැහැ දරුවෝ. So here he wants just only to get the favor. Yeah, of course you win, to get the favor of Popova. That's the correct thing, right? To impress Popova, to win Popova, to inculcate positive attitudes of himself in Popova's mind. Popovaගේ මනස ඇතුලේ යා ස්මර්නෝෆ්ගේ පැත්තට ලකුණු දාගන්නනේ පුතේ. අපි අපේ භාෂාවෙන් ඔයගලන් කතාවෙන් කිව්වොත් it's to gather marks, right? Okay. D. How would you describe the speaker's character as reflected in these words? You see, පුතේ ඇත්තටම මේ questions අතර based වෙන්නේ ඔයගලන්ට දීලා තියෙන extraction එක මතමයි. එතනින් එහාට පනින්නේ ගොඩාක් කලාතුරකින්. So please don't go beyond the extractions. Extraction එකෙන් එහාට යන්න එපා. Complete drama එක, whole drama එක ගැන හිතලා, whole story එක ගැන හිතලා, whole poem එක ගැන හිතලා පුතේ answers ලියන්න එපා. Right? So you have to be conscious on. You have to be concentrate. You have to have your concentration on the extraction given, on the 2-3 lines given only. Right? So මෙයාගේ character එක මොන විදිහටද මෙතන reflect වෙන්නේ? Speaker's character as reflected in these words? Yeah, of course, he's a boastful man. පුරාජේරුවන්නේ කියන්නේ මට අරක පුළුවන් මේක පුළුවන් කියන එක, that is of course boasting. Why not? He's really proud, yeah, arrogant, forceful, of course, yes. මෙහෙම කියලා හරි මම බලෙන් හරි මගේ පැත්තට ගන්න එපා. ඉතින් මොනවා හරි මායමක් දාලා chauvinistic man, yeah, okay. නේද? අර තරහින් බැරි වෙලා දැන් එයා දැන් melt වෙන්නනේ හදන්නේ. නේද? මෙච්චර බෑ කෙනෙක් වගේ බෙරිහන් දීලා කෑ ගහලා බය කරලා හිටපු පොපෝව ඒ විදිහට බැරි වෙනකොට now he's turning himself into another way, right? So he's really boastful here, and his arrogance, his forceful nature, and his chauvinistic nature. What do you mean by chauvinistic here? That is the male dominancy, right? මේ ඔක්කොම දීලා බලන්නේ මේ මගේ පැත්තට නම්ම ගන්න පුළුවන්ද කියන කාරණේනේ. එතකොට මේ කැරක්ටර් මේ චරිතය ස්මර්නෝෆ්ගේ චරිතයේ මෙන්න මේ boastful nature කියන එක මෙන්න මේ වචන වලින් කියවෙන ටික තමයි පුතේ රිෆ්ලෙක්ට් වෙන්නේ. right? ඒක තමයි මේ රයිටර්ට අපිට මෙතන කියන්න ඕන කරලා තිබිච්ච කාරණේ. right. That is the 2020 paper, dear children. So we have done it. Now I think you have gathered many things regarding how to answer the extraction questions, because most probably in this time, in this term test, in most of the schools you will be given such kind of questions, because teachers are not in a position to mark all your critical analysis questions, dear children. අපි පුතේ paper marking වලදී ගොඩක් දකින දෙයක් තමයි මේ chauvinistic in the sense පුතා male domination, male dominance, පුරුෂාධිපත්‍ය කියලා කියන්නේ. ඒ ආධිපත්‍යයෙන් මේ නම්ම ගන්න හදන්නේ මෙතන ඒකයි. Right, okay? So we have seen in many more times, dear children, students are in the lack of ability in answering properly. සමහරලාට පුතේ හරි දුක හිතෙනවා. check off කියලා ලියනකොට අගට e එකක්. එහෙම නැත්නම් h අකුර නැහැ. අනිත් සියලු දේ හරි. right? title එකේ දැන් terrorists වචෙන් ලියනකොට apostrophe එක නැහැ. big match 1983 ලියනකොට comma එක නැහැ. upside down ලියනකොට hyphen එක නැහැ. right? දකින්නකොට දුකයි. But what to do? Nothing to do. So the child will be penalized. So you have to be very alert on these points I have discussed today. Right? Please be thorough with your syllabus. Right? ඔගොල්ලන්ගේ syllabus එකත් එක්ක බොහෝම thorough වෙන්න. Yes, this is the end. Yes. And there's one thing I just want to remind. The strange thing happened today. So as literature students, we all, not myself, dear children, your schools and your son and your society around, we are expecting a very good moral standard, a very good standard from you. So please maintain that level. ලිටරචර් කරනවා කියන්නේ challenge එකක්. ඒක ලොකු ආඩම්බරයක්. හැබැයි ඒක අපි achieve කරන්න ඕනි. My students, they know what my motto is. That is literature is life. මේ ලිටරචර් කරන හැම දරුවෙකුටම ඒක වෙන්න ඕන පුතේ. ලිටරචර් කියන්නේ ජීවිතේ. අපි කතා කරන්නේ ජීවිතය ගැන ගොඩාක් දේවල්. We are talking each and every aspect of life. අපිට මේ පොත ඇතුලේ මේ සිලබස් එක ඇතුලේ ජීවිතයේ සමාජයේ තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න මිනිසුන්ගේ චර්යා රටා මේ හැම දෙයක්ම අපි එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් කරනවා දරුවනේ. That's why such kind of a subject is given to you. So you have to have that moral standard. So those things are usual happenings, no worries, but it's not nice. So right, please try to maintain your standards and please try to have your standard at the O-level exam. Right, okay? So this is the end of the today's session, and thank you very much, dear children. Thank you very much for participating. I hope and I believe you have gathered a lot, right? Self-confident for the last question. Yeah, okay, that is also accepted, right? Yes, Ashen, thank you very much for your encouraging words. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't mind that. That is, but I had to remove one child from here. So please remember that, because he was several times he could not mute his mic, and because that is a disturbance. And yes, yeah, you win. Okay, thank you very much. I know most of you are very good in your behavior, and thank you very much for joining with me. And God bless you all. Please stay safe, but do your studies well. Okay? And then wish you all good luck, dear children, and God bless you all. Thank you, Tushan. Yeah, Vidarshana, thank you. Oshadi, thank you, Pute. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. God bless you, Xiaomi. God bless you, Senesi.